I brought in the latest iteration of the Rolex Oyster Flex on the Daytona, the yellow gold with the gold dial and the ceramic bezel. And I think that the watch is an absolute knockout.
Absolutely. This is a great watch to fade to black for this episode. I think we've covered almost everything on the table, and that big black ceramic Serichrome bezel with the rose gold infill is incredibly striking. For me, that bezel, this particular variation of it is worth the price of admission. It looks like nothing else in the Rolex collection, and the gold against the black really pops.
And I think that this watch, or this series of watches, number one, it brought back the Daytona on a strap. The Daytona on a crocodile strap for years, you know, it's been a non-entity. And this watch, brought the watch back completely. It brought it back as a sports watch. And I think that it brought it back to the point where guys will now start buying gold Daytonas again. And I think for a while it was a little iffy as to, who the demographic for the watch was. But I think that the watch was executed perfectly. The only thing that I would like to see at some point, and who knows if they'll do it, is the buckle that's used on the Submariner on this watch, to be able to do tiny micro adjustments without having to change necessarily all the different strap lengths that Rolex makes for the Oyster Flex.
And what I was trying to demonstrate, you guys, was that this clasp is a very deluxe bracelet quality Rolex milled out clasp, and it has the Easy Link 5mm adjustment built in. Now, the reason that they have to have different sizes of this strap, let me show it real quick, guys. This is Oyster Flex. Technically, Oyster Flex is a bracelet. That's right, there is a aluminum titanium alloy band that runs all the way through it from one side to the other.
Keeps the form.
It is a metal bracelet with a rubber sheath. That's why you can't size it. That's why they have to have 6 different length versions of this thing. It is not a strap. It's only a strap on the outside. It's a metal band on the inside. But then again, that gives you an extra degree of security.
And if you show right underneath there. Yeah. So you also have, almost a rubber compression underneath. And what this was designed to do is it allows each of the lengths here to fit a wide array of wrist sizes. So what will happen is if your wrist is a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, it'll cause that part of the rubber to either compress or not be compressed in. So let's say you have a really small wrist and you're wearing this watch. It'll sit still nicely on your wrist because of that padding underneath. If you have a big wrist and it's sitting tight, that'll just compress in, and it'll still fit comfortably.
So it does 2 things that are great. Yeah. It cinches it to your wrist, and it works kind of like elastic, so you've got some give in the sizing, and it also allows the wrist to aerate, creating an air pocket, so heat, sweat, moisture, grit, oils can escape. If you are wearing it as God intended, and God and Hans Wilsdorf, you can actually use this watch for sports, and it might actually work better for that than the bracelet version.
Yeah, definitely agree.